Hi, I'm going to demonstrate how I make an egg fly out of the tip of a foam earplug. But typically when we make an egg fly here, if we're fishing the salmon run in Michigan, the eggs from the salmon are light pale yellow in color, so we use a yarn and we put a little bit of an orange dot on it to simulate the eye. But what I was running into is if I'm drifting these, obviously I've got some split shot ahead of them, so the fly is bouncing along the bottom. I was picking up a lot of moss on the egg fly, so obviously got to clean that off after every cast. So I got to thinking, how can I make an egg fly out of something that's buoyant, that's not going to literally bounce along the bottom the entire time I'm drifting it? So I thought about foam earplugs. We used them at work years ago, and watch this for a second. If you take and roll it in your thumb and finger, here's a nice, and you can see it's kind of a roundish shape. So here's what I came up with. I'll take a fresh earplug, and in a minute I'll show you which earplugs I like to use, but I'm going to use about a 12-inch piece of braided Polypro line. This is 8-pound test. It just happens to be yellow color. So if you take about a 12-inch piece, and about in the middle of it just put an overhand loop, or single overhand knot, if you will. What I did was, if you put the loop horizontally over the tip of the earplug and position it, just down a little bit, and pull tight, you get that nice round egg shape. And then do some more loops to tie it off. I like to do at least 2 more, and if you got enough length here in the Polypro, you can pull pretty tight on it, and it does not cut through the foam, surprisingly. So here's what we've created. It's about the size of an egg. It's got some color to it. So now the trick is roll that, because the rest of this we're going to cut off and discard. So kind of roll that as snug as you can between your thumb and forefinger, and come in with a nice sharp scissors and just leave a tiny little bit of a nub and cut it off. So we discard this piece. This is going to come back to shape within a few seconds. And when you tie it to a hook, whichever method you want to use, I like to tie it so that the egg has the ability to move freely on the hook. What I do is I run the 2 pieces of the Polypro down through the top of the hook of the eye, just wrap them both around the shank of the hook, tie it off, and then I cover it with some red thread. But this is what's called open cell foam, so it's going to absorb some water, but I've had good success with it. It doesn't seem to bounce along the bottom. Caught some nice salmon with it. Steelhead will hit this, of course, and the brown trout that are hanging back. But if you want to try it, I would recommend you look at a couple different companies. This is Moldex. These are called their Softies brand, and the nice thing about it is they're all about the right color for the eggs. 3M makes a real good one that's literally, it's yellow. It is the color of the salmon eggs. And then there's a company called ERB that makes an orange one. Now, of course, when we get a steelhead run here, their eggs are orange or this color. So I would switch to this pattern. So give it a try. Hope it works out for you.